Couple of key additions to the Arsenal squad being reported. Martin Odegaard back in North London, of course, spent last year there on loan from Real Madrid. He looks set to join for £34 million. Meanwhile, Aaron Ramsdale making the move from Sheffield United. Frank is gone. Shaka Hislop takes his place. Ian and Jules still with us. Ian, from an Arsenal perspective, would this get you excited?
Not particularly, no. Odegaard was on loan there last season. I don't think he impacted games really enough. He had his moments, for certain. He's a nice player on the ball. He's easy on the eye, but they might have spent £34 million better than that. Ramsdale, the goalkeeper, was in the England squad in the summer. He's an improving young goalkeeper, but he has been relegated in the last 2 seasons. First of all with Bournemouth, then with Sheffield United, but Arsenal want him. But what does that say as well? Because a year ago, they had Emi Martinez, great goalkeeper, went off to Villa. They let him go to Villa because they preferred Bernd Leno. Do they not prefer Bernd Leno anymore? Do they want Ramsdale instead? It's a bit of a mess, that.
It is a bit of a mess, Jules, and you're an Arsenal fan.
I mean, there's explanations for both. Odegaard was always the priority as a number 10. They were also linked with Aouar, for example, with Maddison at Leicester. But Odegaard was really the one that they wanted. I think they waited for the price to go down, which I guess they did that well, because from around 50, you go down to 34, which I think is a good deal for someone who's 22, who has clearly a lot of talent, and we need to do a bit better than last season. But let's not forget, he arrived last season, Arsenal were 11th in the table, they finished 8th, and I think the second half of the season was much better when he was there than the first half of the season, for example. So I can see why Arteta went for him again. And for Ramsdale, Arteta wanted a very strong second goalkeeper, I guess maybe for competition between Leno and that number 2. Ramsdale would be the number 2. I think there were others potentially that were also very interesting, like Onana at Ajax, for example, who was much cheaper and with far more experience, especially in big European games. But they went for Ramsdale, for an English player. I can also see why.
Shaka, for fear of facing the wrath of Jan Åge Fjørtoft, Odegaard didn't exactly set the world on fire, did he, at Arsenal last season? I felt he went missing in games. He doesn't seem to be the person that Arsenal need to come in and really take control of things.
Well, to answer that, I don't think Arsenal need a person, or I don't think there exists a person that comes in and turns Arsenal's fortunes around. This is a 5 or 6 player deal as far as Arsenal goes and what we've seen from them. But I'm with Jules on this one. I like what I saw from Odegaard. He's young enough, and at what, 35 odd million, that's in today's market, that's not an awful lot of money to spend. And there's a huge upside to this if Odegaard comes in and is more consistent. Given his age, given the talent that he quite clearly has, I think that's one that could work out very nicely for Arsenal in the future. I think it's a good signing.
Now, have these signings swayed Ian when it comes to his Premier League predictions? Of course, we're hearing from everyone last week. Ian was swanning it around in Barcelona.
Wait a minute, what?
Wow.
What? I'm sorry.
What photo?
Is he sailing? What is
Ian's
he doing?
got a bit of almost like a Monaco F1 vibe. Look at that.
He just got done playing high alive.
Right. You've got Arsenal 6th in the table, Ian. Not that exciting, but finishing ahead of Spurs.
Well, you do retain the right, I think, to see what the completed squads are when it comes up to the deadline before making a final decision. But somebody press-ganged me into making the predictions, and that's what I'm going with at the moment. I do think Chelsea will have the eye of the tiger about winning the league this year. I wonder about City if they don't get hold of Kane and they're playing with a false number 9 again all season, whether they will quite have the appetite for the league. They've done it in a lot, and maybe the Champions League will become their main focus. So I've got a feeling it might be Chelsea's year.
And of course, the addition of Lukaku, key in that prediction, Ian.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a great signing because he's got goals everywhere he's gone. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't fancy him. Manchester United made that pretty clear, which is why he exited Old Trafford in the end. But he even got goals, you might remember, when he was at West Bromwich Albion. I think he was 17 that season. So he's going to give them the firepower that they didn't really have last season. They were the 8th top scorers in the Premier League. But I think Lukaku's got a good chance this season of contesting the Golden Boot.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.